Festus Serenge was born in a family of sportsmen in 1969 and had the genes of a sportsman as well. Serenge started playing in the stellar world of football in the western province of Kenya. The genesis of his football was at Buhulunya Primary School before he transferred to Nairobi Garden Estate Primary School. The boy of promise studied and played for the Kenya Breweries youth team. When playing in the Kenya Breweries youth team, Coach Eli Adero was his great mentor. He treated him like his own son. When Serenge seemed to concentrate too much on soccer, his dad took him back to Buhulunya Primary. As a Standard 7 pupil, he played for Maji FC and Municipal Council, both in Kakamega. After primary education, Serenge was admitted to Musingu High School, an undisputed football giant from Western Province. At Musingu, it was inevitable to find extremely gifted football players in the Scorpion squad. He joined the team as a midfielder and as a substitute for Kefa Tasso, another football legend. The competition in the team was very stiff. Some great players in the team that era were Enoch Momanyi, an admired centre-back, Moses Makomere, an offensive, Jacob Lijodi, a fullback, Julius Were, Shikangania, goalkeepers the late John Kabwoya and George Ambaisi. They all played for Mumias Sugar FC. Striker Joe Serenge, who was an MCA at Kakamega, played for Motcom and AFC Leopards apart from the Scorpions. Anthony Ofek Okumu, a lethal and very fast striker of the Scorpions, played for Motcom, Mumias Sugar, AFC Leopards and Harambee Stars. Noah Ndunde had a short stint with Kenya Breweries, while Isaac Kwoba played for Motcom FC and Bandari FC. While donning the Scorpions jersey, Arthur Coimbra Odhiambo also played for Gor Mahia, while Mike Wambani played for Motcom and Pan Paper FC. Mike Otieno played for Gor Mahia FC and Harambee Stars. Festus Serenge played for Rivertex FC, Kisumu Breweries and Kenya Breweries. The head coach of the Scorpions team was Johnston Mukonyi, assisted by Luke Erambo and John Obura. Both Mukonyi and Obura were industrial education teachers, electricity and power mechanics respectively. Coach Mukonyi had a super ability in scouting talents. The outstanding names that have played for the Musingu Scorpions are evident in his hawk eye in identifying talent. The principal of the school, the late Nathan Anaswa, nicknamed Bogi Benda, and later became the Honorable MP of Malava. Both Anaswa and his predecessor, the late Stanley Ashitiva, had a deep passion for soccer and sports in general. Their support for sports in the school was overwhelming. In the year 1985, many key players had left the Scorpions and the coach switched Serenge to the defense. He would play comfortably in all the positions in defense. The late Alfayo Odongo joined the team alongside Patrick Mutai in 1985. Both were very gifted and would later turn out to be household names at club level and the national team Harambee Stars. The Kenya Secondary School Sports Association KSSA National Championship in 1985 was held in Kitale. Musingu represented Western Province as the defending champions of the KSSA national competition that they won at Shanzu College in 1984 against perennial arch rivals Kakamega High School. In the 1985 finals in Kitale, Homa Bay boys beat Musingu on post-match penalties. Musingu had beaten Homa Bay in the preliminaries. In 1987, the Scorpions beat a star-studded Itero High School in the semi-finals of the KSSA National Championship hosted by Kakamega High, only to be disqualified when the fans entered the pitch to celebrate. Kakamega High School knew how deadly Musingu was, and they avoided them as much as possible. That period, Musingu had remarkable names in Festus Serenge, Mike Otieno, Joseph Ngaira, Patrick Mutai, Tom Major, and Wenslaus Ambata, just to name a few. Itero, on the other hand, had their share of stars in Henry Ndovu Motego, Salim Mabruk, the late Henry Nyandoro, Richard Otambo, Henry Nyariki, and Michael Koth between the posts. In the finals, Itero beat the Kakamega High School Green Commandos on post-match penalties at Buhungu Stadium. A squad of more than 30 players was chosen from schools after the KSSA National Championship and provincial competitions. The players who made it on the final list of selection pitched camp at Musingu High School under the late coach Chris Makoha, assisted by a teacher from the host school. The team played in an inter-secondary schools championship in Zambia. This was not only the first time to board a plane, but it was also the first time for him to get near one. The venues of the tournament were Ndola, Kitwe, and Lusaka. Sadly, Coach Chris Makoha lost his sight. He coached with an impairment until they were crowned as champions. The boys from Kenya beat the star-studded Zambian national school team featuring Zambian legends Kenneth Malitoli, Kelvin Mutale, Timothy Mwitwa, Godfrey Kangwa, Moses Masua, Patrick Banda, John Soko, and Robert Watiakenyi. All of these Zambian stars were victims of the 1993 Gabon air crash, except Kenneth Malitoli. On the 27th of April 1993, a DHC-5 Buffalo transport aircraft of the Zambian Air Force crashed in the Atlantic Ocean shortly after takeoff from Libreville, Gabon. The flight was carrying most of the Zambian national football team to the FIFA World Cup qualifier against Senegal in Dakar. All the 25 passengers and 5 crew members were killed. Very sad indeed. After the Kenya schools team clinched the championship in Zambia, they attracted many football lovers, and they got an opportunity to play against the top Zambian club, Mfulira Wanderers. The Kenyan boys lost 2-1 with Henry Nyandoro scoring their lone goal. The late Henry Nyandoro scored a long-range shot in Zambia. He was far ahead of his time and didn't play like a schoolboy. The Scorpions of Musingu played high-profile friendly matches against top-tier teams like Mumias Sugar FC, Nzoia Sugar FC, Kisumu Posta, Pan Paper FC, and Motcom. Patrick Mutai was the captain of Musingu Scorpions from 1986 to 1987 and was also elected captain of Rivertex FC from 1988 to 1995. The best 11 at Musingu in 1987: 1. George Ambaisi, 2. Festus Serenge, 3. Noah Ndunde, 4. Tom Major, 5. Patrick Mutai, 6. Arthur Onyango, 7. Protas Munyendo, 8. Lumumba, 9. Joseph Ngaira or Mike Oje Otieno, 10. Wenslaus Ambata, and 11. Anthony Okumu. When he completed his studies at Musingu High School, Serenge got offers from several football teams to pen down a contract. Mumias Sugar FC, Rivertex FC, Eldoret KCC, and Kisumu Posta recommended employment to Serenge through letters. AFC Leopards and Gor Mahia were ready to sign him to play for the Giants and be awarded a scholarship to study at Railway Training Institute alongside Ngaira and Mike Otieno. Serenge opted to join Rivertex FC, who sponsored him to train in mechanical engineering for 3 years at Mombasa Polytechnic. He would go to study and play for the team when on holiday. Gor Mahia and AFC Leopards had highly talented and experienced defenders who were already in the national team, and the competition for playtime would be stiff for the young Serenge. About 8 players from Musingu joined Rivertex FC, and the combination was already there. The year 1990 was the most successful for Rivertex. They were the first team outside Nairobi to win the coveted Moi Golden Cup after beating Bata Bullets 2-1 in the finals. Dangerman Alfayo Odongo was voted the most valuable player (MVP) in Kenya in that season. Rivertex also finished second in the Kenya National Football League. This victory challenged Eldoret KCC, which also won the Moi Golden Cup 3 years later. Serenge was spotted by Kenya Breweries after a brilliant display when playing for Rivertex in an international match. The Brewers did not hesitate to sign the gifted defender. Serenge was loaned to Kisumu Breweries for 8 months, after which he joined Kenya Breweries in Nairobi together with Shem Nyaberi and the late Kenneth Omondi. At Kenya Breweries, he joined goalkeepers the late Joseph Kibera and Swale Ngoi, Agri Evayo, Paul Onyera, George Opondo, Daniel Randa, Zacchaeus Doc Omondi, Sami Pamzo Omolo, Vincent Kwarula, Moses Gikenyi, and George Maina, amongst others. During his playing days at Breweries, he was coached by Eli Adero, Jacob Ghost Mule, Tony Barnfield, the late James Abawa Sianga, and Paul Onyera. Serenge admits that some of the toughest opponents locally were Gor Mahia, which was never a walk in the park. Despite the mighty Gor Mahia having immensely gifted players, the referees favored them because of pressure from the fans. William Inganga and James Kayimba of AFC Leopards were a hazard. Kayimba was from Sierra Leone and had switched from the position of a defender to a striker. Playing against Bilinga FC of Gabon in the semi-final of the Africa Cup Winners' Cup in 1994 was very tough. The two teams drew 1-1 in Gabon in the first leg, while Kenya Breweries emerged victors by winning 3-1 in the return leg in Kenya. After the match against Bilinga, around 8 to 10 players from the Gabonese team joined the professional rank in Europe. After beating Bilinga FC in the semi-final of the Africa Cup Winners, only DC Motema Pembe stood between Kenya Breweries and the desired trophy. Kenyan fans all over the country were highly expectant of a win at home after a deserved 2-2 away draw courtesy of goals from Patrick Nachok and Henry Ndovu Motego for Kenya Breweries. Emulating Gor Mahia in the 1987 triumph in the final against Esperance of Tunisia at Moi Sports Center Kasarani was the ultimate goal for the Kenyans, but DC Motema Pembe had other plans for the Kenyans. Kenya Breweries lost 3-0 at Nyayo Stadium to the disbelief and heartbreak of many fans. One of the most successful teams in the DRC Congo, AS Vita Club, had their fans rally behind Kenya Breweries in the first leg of the match against DC Motema Pembe in Zaire. But why did Kenya Breweries lose when they had the greatest advantage? After the loss, it took him 2 weeks to come to terms with the humiliating loss. The coach was overconfident in the return leg. The squad changed a lot. In the away match, Charles Namudeche had stayed put in goal and even saved a penalty. After the 2-2 draw in the first leg in Zaire, Serenge quotes this statement from the media in Zaire. DC Motema Pembe bows out after drawing 2-2.
C'est une excitation coupable de l'arrière de Motema Pembe. Il a vu le ballon rebondir devant lui et il fallait qu'il soit propre à prendre ce ballon à la 11e minute.
DC Motema Pembe had a game plan. They played like they had two players to mark each one of them. They had the mindset of champions. After two quick goals by the visiting team, Kenya Breweries did not have a game plan to recover. At this point, the team better prepared physically, emotionally, and psychologically always wins the game. Never the better team.
Dans ce match-là, c'est vraiment pas ce qu'il faut faire. Il ne faut pas baisser le bras. Au contraire, il faut que la deuxième période soit meilleure à la première et permettre à Motema Pembe de marquer plus de buts que l'adversaire dans cette deuxième période. J'étais plus en confiance que ceux de Motema Pembe. Je n'ai pas compris pourquoi tout au long de cette rencontre. Ça sert aussi de noir avec des tam-tams. Voilà, parce qu'on va terminer donc 2 pour Motema Pembe, 2 pour Breweries du Kenya le 10 décembre à Nairobi. Tâche très très difficile.
That year, Kenya Breweries won the Kenya National Football League courtesy of a goal by Festus Serenge via a free kick against Transom. He scored close to 10 goals that season. They had a defenders competition with Sami Pamzo Omolo and Vincent Kwarula. Shemnya Berry was awarded the Golden Boot. Smith Climb Beecham, in its promotion campaign, introduced the East African Headaches Super Cup, a football tournament with hefty cash prizes to be competed for by top clubs in the region. Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania football federations were tasked with organizing a domestic version to pick a representative into the East African edition. The first edition was played in Mombasa, Kenya in 1994. Kenya Breweries were the Headaches Super Cup winners in Kenya, while Malindi from Zanzibar were the champions in Tanzania. Kampala City Council (KCC) was the champion of the Headaches Super Cup in Uganda. Kenya Breweries was crowned as the champions after beating Kampala City Council 1-0 and beating Malindi by the same margin. In 1995, Kenya Breweries repeated the same feat by being crowned as the unquestioned champions in 1995 in Kampala, Uganda. They beat Malindi 2-0 before defeating the Express Red Eagles of Uganda by a solitary goal. Serenge recalls scoring on 3 occasions against Malindi of Zanzibar to earn crucial wins. He remembers the Zanzibar club players saying, "Anatuonea, lazima tukicheza nao atufunge." Kenya Breweries was renamed Tusker FC in 1999. While playing for Kenya Breweries, Serenge worked in the workshop as a technician. He played until 2002 when he was retrenched by the company in 2006. He was recalled again after about 6 months away to do the same duty up to 2012. After leaving the brewing company, he was employed by Pepsi Company as a technical operator. He coached Kenafric before they withdrew the football team. As a way of giving back to society, he coaches Rodney Academy and the local teams upcountry. Serenge was fantastic, a great example of a footballer.